Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and they're probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Shaq Mack, the owner of Dogs Basketball, coming to you guys live from a different channel today. And, I'm trying to keep things a little separate now just to make sure that I keep my basketball stuff on one thing and, you know, the podcast and everything else on a different channel. So we're trying something different, but, we still coming to you live from the OG network and we just making sure that, we continue to have fun and we continue to do what we started out doing from the beginning. And so, again, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Unfiltered Sports. We picked up, or I should say, we ended last week with a topic of discussion that we're going to end with this week as well, and kind of finish out from there. But really, what I want to kind of do is talk a little bit about what's happening on the NBA side of things, like as far as the trades that are happening, free agency, and different things like that. And one of the things that really came up was LeBron James and how LeBron James isn't going to return to the Lakers. He, yeah, let's just say he's not returning to the Lakers. But again, where will we see him going? In my opinion, I believe that he's going to go back to. I think he's going to finish it where he started in Cleveland. That's just my opinion. Um, I believe that he's going to try to help them win a championship, help mentor some of those younger guys or whatnot. But then again, why would he go back to Cleveland if he got James Harden over there? So, but even then, worse is that he's he's known for jumping from team to team that got superstars. Someone else sent me something today, and I thought it was very funny, like very funny, to the point where it was one of those. It was like a dad joke, and it was a crazy dad joke. And so he sent me a lineup of LeBron going to Golden State, and pretty much my response to that was that that team wouldn't work, in my opinion. You would have Steph, you would have Draymond, you would have LeBron, but then also, I believe it was talking about having AD come to that lineup as well, right? All in Golden State. But think about it. Whose team is Golden State's team? That's Steph's team. Steph leads that team with confidence, right? And I believe that um, if LeBron goes to Golden State, he's going to try to be the head person of that team, and Draymond's going to step up, and they're going to be arguing. It's going to be a lot of back and forth arguing, and I mean a lot of back and forth arguing. And so, pretty much, one of the things that was funny about that picture that was sent to me is kind of like a meme because someone's like, it was like, who's stopping this lineup? And the comment, someone said arthritis, and it was hilarious because like they're all old players, and so I thought that was really funny. And so, LeBron entering free agency like this again is crazy, and I mean crazy, because what he's doing is he's doing the same thing he did when he went to Miami. He's trying to leave people in the dark, leave people guessing a lot of this crazy stuff. And so I'm just like, wow, like this is crazy to even think about him trying to do this yet again. But what happened before LeBron even mentioned that he was the night before LeBron mentioned that he wasn't coming back to the Lakers, right? the Lakers fully guaranteed Bronny James contract at $2.3 million. The very next day, his father said he wasn't coming back. Ironic? Don't think so. He did what he had to do to try to mentor his son while they played together, but it's time for him to move on and just let his son do his thing. And you got to finish your career how you decide that it's going to be fit. And so I think that's very interesting as well, just to see that correlation too. One of the things, and I don't know why it disappeared, but we talked about FIFA World Cup here, and that was very, very interesting because there was a game that just happened, actually just finished not that long ago, maybe about 20, 30 minutes ago, but France versus Sweden. And the final score was 3-0 in France's favor, right? And so it's crazy because Mbappe at 2, and I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. I probably am, but that's okay. I'm still learning. But Mbappe had 2 goals out of those 3 to help France over Sweden. And so I think that's very interesting. A lot of these star players are starting to come up and start to do some crazy stuff with this soccer thing. And so I'm just excited because this World Cup is starting to get to that round of 32, and it's starting to really shed some light on a lot of things here. And I'm really excited to see what's really about to happen in the round of 32 here. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for it. I really want USA to play Argentina in the final matchup, but if it's not USA versus Argentina, if the bracket is made up this way, I believe it'll be probably Brazil versus Argentina, or even France versus Argentina. And so that'll be very interesting in my opinion. But, it'll be one of those combinations there in my opinion. Excuse me. The flip side to that, though, is that you got those sleeper teams like Germany, like Japan, who can just come out and really do whatever at any point in time, and they're a sleeper team. Like I said, they could be down 2-1 or even 2-0 and come back and win the game, beat you by a goal or two. And so Germany, Japan, those are some really, really sleeper teams in my opinion. So we'll see what happens from there. I'm excited to see kind of what happens and how things are going to be going. The other thing too is that I want to be able to really hit on now back on what we kind of ended with last week, which is the wrestling topic. And so we looked at wrestling, and the one thing that I had asked about last week for you guys to kind of think about was from the time period of the 90s to the early 2000s, like 2009. So from 1990 to 2009, who will be your top 6 wrestlers that you would pick for a 6v6 matchup, and then who will be your top 6 from 2010 to today to fight your dream team. So your team from 2010 to today, that team from 2010 to today will be called the Redemption Team, or whatever you want to call it. And then that team from 1990 to now, or sorry, to 2009 will be the Dream Team. And so who would be that 6 or whatever? And then, put it in the comments. That's what I really want to see. Like, who's that that team versus team. So like for me, when I look at everything, and I really think that, I had a dream team, my dream team could really do some damage here. And so I like Shawn Michaels, I like Undertaker, I like um, Stone Cold, I like The Rock, and I like. This is gonna be interesting as well, because you got Ric Flair. I definitely like Ric Flair, and then I like Hulk Hogan as well. And so that would be like my six for my dream team, and then that redemption team. That redemption team would be, um, for me. I would put Cody Rhodes on there. I would put Roman Reigns on there. I would put Obafemi on there. I would put you could put AJ Styles on there. I would put Gunther on there, and then I probably would put uh, one. I would put what's his name, Jey Uso. I would put Jey Uso on there. But again, I don't really know, compared to a lot of other wrestlers, how Jey Uso would really put up against those Dream Team wrestlers right there. We got in the chat Hulk Hogan, Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, Rock, Undertaker, Kane. See, I like the Brothers of Destruction because together they are crazy, crazy together. They're like almost indestructible, and the Rock is definitely a fan favorite. I like to me. I like when what's his name, the Undertaker and Kane played, or yeah, are fighting versus other tag team partners, and then I like when it was Undertaker and Kane are fighting against, and then The Rock and Stone Cold are against other players as well, and so that's kind of where it's at or whatnot. Um, but it's interesting. Oh, who we got in here? Split Mind Media is in the building, and he said he like Undertaker, Mick Foley, Kane, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Kurt Angle. Yo, Kurt Angle, I forgot about Kurt Angle. I'm not gonna lie. Another person we forgot about last week was Edge. We didn't mention Edge at all last week, and we didn't mention Chris Benoit either. So it's crazy. Oh, really fast. Oh, while we got these two right here, who you think out of those two lineups, right? Obviously, you got Undertaker on both sides here, but and you got Kane on both sides. So take those two out of the picture because they're the same. But you got Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Mick Foley versus Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Snuka, The Rock, and OG. You forgot one. You only got 5 on your team. So put one more in there and see what happens for your dream team, OG. But who you think out of the team that Split My Media put up there is going to win versus the team that OG put up there? This other team: AJ Styles, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Brown. Oh, Seth Rollins, Seth freaking Rollins. That's crazy. So that's a good lineup right there. Obafemi's going to carry that team though. Uh, as much as I hate it, between Obafemi, Seth Rollins, and AJ Styles, they'll carry that whole team right there. Roman Reigns as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, Roman will help carry that. But then again, you got to think about Paul Heyman trying to interfere with that, and then you got to think about how the Bloodline might try to jump in because when Jimmy Uso, when he get hot headed, you know, he not really thinking, and all he gonna do is kind of do that. So it's interesting to see, what's going to happen and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of intrigued to see that. So, how many of y'all out there actually play like the WWE games, like on Xbox or PlayStation? Probably out on PC as well. DX, DX, they can, but how old is DX right now? Now we talk about wait. Let's re look at this DX right here, right? So when we look at DX, are we looking at DX when it was Road Dog, when it was the original DX? You know, you had Billy Gunn, X Pac, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, like the whole crew, and then compared to the DX that was just Shawn Michaels and Triple H. So Prime DX. Oh yeah, for sure. Now that's a matchup I would love to see. Prime DX versus the Bloodline. Like that would be crazy. Now, out of those, because the Bloodline, to my understanding, has only been three people so far, which was Roman Reigns, uh, and the Usos, right? So if it's just three versus three, which three from Prime DX would you put out there? We talk about Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Billy Gunn, or who else would you put out there? Ric Flair. Whoa! So the other question, to add a second part to that question there, though, right, is would you make this a special referee match, or would it be a regular referee to come out and referee that match? Because that's going to be interesting too. Like really interesting to see it happen. Oh, cage match. Okay, I see you. I see you. Oh, so I see where you getting at right there. Cage match. All right, so let's put this into prime play right now, right? So it's a cage match, but it's a three versus three tag team cage match, right? So you got Stone Cold as a special referee. You got DX, which is Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Billy Gunn, with Ric Flair coming out as their manager. But then you got the Bloodline coming out, and then as their manager who comes out, you put Paul Heyman out there. Mm, now that's something I want to see. No lie. Like, oh, imagine how, like, how old Ric Flair is. He coming back as their manager, but then imagine, like, Billy Gunn coming back, Shawn Michaels and Triple H fighting against the Bloodline. I don't know if y'all remember this, or if y'all actually watched this episode. This is out. Finish with this before I go to the matchup, or the gaming system question that I asked earlier. But remember, there was this one Monday night episode, I believe, where it was Obafemi who came out, or was it Obafemi and him and Brock Lesnar were like face to face with each other, and then and then Triple H came out because Oba threw the GM of Raw, and that man was done. He didn't get up or anything like that. But then Triple H came out and stepped in between both of them, and then kind of got them separated or whatnot. But I think, with him being old, like, I think he still got it. So just, I think it would be crazy to watch that matchup happen, even though, you know he's old, like old in age. But we'll see what happens from there. Um, but listen, that fantasy thing right there is crazy. Like, that would be a crazy matchup. But the reason I was asking about that, right, because if I'm not mistaken, right, if WWE is still making the video games, and I hope they are, I haven't really kept up with WWE like that as far as video games go. But if they're still making video games, right, and they have like the prime players, like from the 90s, the early 2000s, every wrestler up until today, let's see if we can put that matchup together where you got DX with Ric Flair as the manager, special referee Stone Cold, Bloodline with Paul Heyman as their manager, in a cage match, 3 versus 3 tag team. Now with that 3 versus 3 tag team, right? See, look, perfect. Now if they allow that to happen in that game, right? 3 versus 3 tag team in the cage match, special referee, play it, and let's see who will come out. Right? I want to be able to create. I'm gonna learn how to do this. Mark my words now. Mark my words now. I'm gonna learn how to create this, but I want to create like a video where you have like how they did with Rocky, where they had the simulator and all of that when he was coming back and he was trying to fight what's his name, when he was trying to fight in the last Rocky movie that they made, and he was trying to fight. They made a simulator and all of that, right? So what I want to do is I want to be able to create that same kind of simulator for this cage match as Stone Cold as the special referee with DX and Ric Flair and the Bloodline with Paul Heyman. What? And then I would pick the team that I think is going to win, and then have them fight it out and everything, like make it look like their real character and everything. Like, bro, just think, yo, that would be fire. But then, would it be? Would this matchup be like a Backlash, SummerSlam, WrestleMania? Um, what what kind of main event would it be? Because this is a main event fight right here. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to definitely. I'm gonna have to find out if they got it on Game Pass for Xbox and if I could play it on cloud gaming. Because if I could do that, oh, it's a wrap. If I can do that, it's over. Because then I'm gonna learn how to do this and make the whole like the video thing and everything. Trust me, I'm a little rusty when it comes to playing wrestling and all of that on the gaming system. But when I come out of retirement, it's over. But what do y'all want to see this fantasy event happen? Is this a WrestleMania kind of matchup? Is this a Backlash? It's a SummerSlam kind of matchup? We're at. Does this set the stage for other prime events? Could this set the stage for a 2 versus 2 tag team matchup, tables, ladders, and chair version though? Where you got the Legion of Doom, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudley Boys. Ooh, come on now. I think that would be crazy, crazy. 2 versus 2 versus 2. Now that actually we can flip that a little bit, where like that 2 versus 2 versus 2 tag team matchup, tables, ladders, and chairs. That matchup could be the event leading up to this 3 versus 3 cage match, and it would be where it's like that happens at like a SummerSlam or Backlash, but then this 3 versus 3 cage match happens at WrestleMania. And in my opinion, with everything happening as far as like the MLB All-Star being in Philadelphia, I think they need to bring the Super Bowl to Philadelphia. I think they need to bring the NBA. Sorry, not the NBA. Like they already got the FIFA World Cup in Philadelphia as well. But I think they need to bring like more events into Philadelphia. WrestleMania come into Philadelphia, right? Bring some more positivity into the city of brotherly love, because it's not so much brotherly love happening right there over there. So I think with this fantasy matchups that are being put out there, I think that is interesting. I love it. It's definitely a go-to. And really fast back to basketball really fast before I forget this here, but I said this last week too, and I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of where things take this with LeBron James and his son. But I think his other son Bryce is way better than Bronny James. I keep saying this over and over and over again, but Bryce will be one of the top picks in the 2027 NBA draft once he plays a full year of college basketball. The other thing is that I think when Bronny's contract was fully guaranteed, that was the Lakers' way of telling him that he's on his way out the door. His contract's about to get waived, or he's about to get released from the Lakers, and then they're going to start rebuilding. This is their rebuilding season coming up. They have to start building around Luka. They have to start building around AR. They have to start doing something to put them in a position to become successful again and win a championship. And Cleveland, bro, I said this earlier and you missed it, but I said that LeBron, with him not returning to the Lakers, he might go to Cleveland and end it where he first started at, in Cleveland. So it might end with some positive vibes over there, but you got to get rid of James Harden out there, because you know what? It ain't happening for him out there. They need some support out there. But Cleveland, Cleveland can get some love as long as them Browns learn how to get it together too, because y'all need a decent quarterbacks room. Y'all quarterback room is kind of weak right now. But Cleveland, man. Go Golden State. Golden State, I don't see. Actually, I shouldn't say I don't see it. I see it happening. But then again, right? One of the things that was brought up is back to Miami. One of the things we brought up about Golden State is that if LeBron goes to Golden State, will he try to take over Golden State or not? So that's kind of what it was. But yeah, I think that this whole thing is just being blown out of proportion with LeBron. He's washed up. He just needs to retire, even though he wants to return for another year. But welcome in out the pit. Thank you for tuning into the show. But yo, so somebody who's smarter than me with technology and all of that stuff, let's really try to get together and put together. Yeah, he's not going to the Sixers at all. We shut that down real fast. We don't want him in Philadelphia. That's no. But let's put together that WWE WrestleMania event, and let's put together that table, ladders, and chair. Actually, what would be better for that 2 versus 2 versus 2 tag team matchup, or even 3 versus 3 versus 3 tag team matchup, right? Because you got, again, the Legion of Doom, the Hardy Boys, you got the Dudley Boys, you got the Brothers of Destruction, but then you got to add somebody to those teams or whatnot. LeBron, he like 42, 43. I think he'll be 43 in December. He bro, but like I said last week, right? He got that ball spot right there, and every time he get hurt, he fall down, whatever, he always grab his ball spot first, and then he always do this. Like, what's up with him? Like, it's like grab that ball spot, and then you just wipe. Like, I seen him get hit in his elbow, right? He went to the rack, he tried to lay the ball up, he got hit, boom. He did this, right? He was on the ground, he's like, Then next thing you know, he rolled over, he grabbed his other elbow. Bro, which hand was it? Do you not remember where you got hit at? What you doing? And then after a couple minutes, you do this. Like, what's all of that extra stuff going on? Like, he doing too much. He more like a diva on the court than anything. He need to relax. I think that's a great point right there. LeBron act like he afraid to retire is because he is. He just doesn't want to give up something he's spent millions of dollars putting into his body. Meaning, he had spent a couple $1 million for his nutritionist, for that person to come in, give him meal plans, cook for them and his family and all of that stuff, and make sure like they're taken care of on the nutrition side of things. He spent, on a couple $1 million on someone to be like his massage therapist or something like that, and a couple million on other stuff like that. But like, you used to that pattern since you were 18. It's something you've been doing since you were 18. So you played 23 years in the league almost, right? Because if he's 43, about 23 years in the league, right? 24 years if he stays in this next year. But You played that long, bro. It's time to give it up. But is it easy to give up something you've been doing for that long? Something you enjoy doing, something for the love of the game. Is it easy to give that up? It's the same thing with wrestlers. You see Shawn Michaels, he stayed in for how long? You see The Rock came back, Brock Lesnar came back, right? You see all these old wrestlers starting to come back. You seen what's his name? Was it Philip Rivers? I believe it was. He came back, play just for the benefits. So the point with bringing back the LeBron thing and all of that is to say I believe that LeBron, if he can't give up the game of basketball just yet, he needs to go join the big three. Go take over the big three and dominate them, because guess what? You're not running up and down the court for so long. You got a half a court. You can dominate in a half court. So why not do it? Bro, you that old. If you that good and you want to be in the greatest of all time topic of basketball, right? Go showboat in the big three. Go see what you about playing against these crazy people, Dwight Howard and Lance Stevenson and Michael Beasley, and they fighting people. Because guess what? They get in LeBron face and they do what they did to Dwight to LeBron. He gonna be folding. That's true. That is true. The refs will not save LeBron in the big three. I know there's one ref out there, Ref Rob. He's on Instagram. Is like the official Ref Rob or something like that. And he told Lance Stevenson, he's like, "Come on, man, play ball. Like, get it together. Like, we not in the NBA. We playing actual basketball or whatever. Like, it's not outdoor basketball, none of that stuff. Like, let's go play actual basketball." And they trying to talk to him and trying to, like, not necessarily downplay him, but they actually trying to get him to allow the fighting and all that aggressiveness and all that stuff. But he don't play for that. Like, he just, listen, I'm here to do one thing. That's ref this game. If you don't like it, too bad. Let's keep it pushing. And like, it's funny because if you ever like on his Instagram and you listen to his takes, he like, I ain't doing it today. Not today. I'll go home. I'll leave this. Like, he upfront, honest about everything. But he's refed in a lot of different leagues and a lot of different outdoor games and different things like that. But it's been cool to see like kind of some of his highlights as a referee. I think more referees should do that. One of the other referees that you've seen doing that, and that's how I kind of got Ref Rob reels to start popping up on my Instagram page, was because of Crown Refs. Because Crown Ref, he goes from game to game watching how referees officiate the game, and then he critiques them and help them get better. And that was positive for me, because at one point I was a referee for high school basketball, and so it was nice to see that happening as well. But right there, OG's on point with this one. As soon as possible, as soon as it becomes available, put something into Big Three, because it's going to go on the stock market real soon. So I believe by the end of this year, it should be open for trade on the stock market. Put something into it, because this Big Three is going to be big. Like, it's going to blow up more than what it actually is already. There's some on YouTube in itself. If you search up like the Big Three, there's some games that are streamed live on YouTube, some on Tubi TV, I believe it is, or Fubo TV, one of those. And then there's some games that are actually like on ESPN or something like that. But the games they're played at NBA arenas, half court. So obviously, like, there's two different games going on at one time, and so it's really nice to kind of watch. And one of the unique things about them is that they got It got, what do you call it? The 4-point shot. So is a circle on the court, right around that half court, where if a player sits there and shoots from that and makes it, then they get 4 points for their team or whatnot. Honestly speaking, with Steph, Draymond Green, LeBron, KD, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, all of them, and I'm ready to retire from the NBA stages. I would like to see like Steph, Draymond, and LeBron all kind of on a team together, playing in the big three and seeing what they can do as far as trying to dominate the big three. This is why I think, like, if you listen to what OG is saying here, is buying stock into the big three, because it's starting to grow, it's starting to expand, and the more it grows, the more it expands, the more revenue it brings, and the more profitable it becomes, and that's when you'll start to see some growth in your stock or whatnot. Now, don't expect it to grow overnight or nothing like that. It's going to take some time, but definitely keep that up there. But for Thursday's show, what I want you guys to think about as well is come to the show ready to talk about some of the best wrestling matches that you've watched in your era growing up, and what made it unique, what made it special to you. And so I'm going to leave it at that right there. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the rest of your night back. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the chat. OG out the pit, Split My Media. Shout out to Ant Like the Bug as well. Shout out to Bam Bam the God. Shout out to Sackcloth Queen. Shout out to all the people out there that's been supporting Dogs basketball since day one. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, for real, for real. You guys are what is making Dogs basketball better and better every single day. And so go ahead and continue to rep Dogs basketball. Share, like, subscribe. Remember, most importantly, that we're not here for the PR. We're not here for the bull crap. We're not here for the fame, none of that stuff. We're here for the unfiltered truth about sports, and it's unbiased. So let's keep it that way. Let's have fun trash talking sports. You can trash talk the Sixers for all I care, because I'm going to jump in and say something about that. I'm going to trash talk your team back. Trash talk the Eagles for all I care. I'm going to jump in and say something right back. But have fun doing it. Be respectful doing it. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that we having fun and continue to progress, right? Because I want to bring in this culture of just trash talking sports and just living life, right? Because who knows, we all may be able to get together one day in person and do a show live together with more than one person live. And so I appreciate you guys wholeheartedly for that day zero support and constant support with buying merchandise, streaming the basketball games live and all of that stuff. And this Sunday, please tune into Dogs Basketball YouTube channel as the Lady Dogs will play their first ever basketball game live in DC. So you guys have a great rest of your night. And remember, let's go Dogs.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.